With absolutely no changes just yet, Venge Demon Hunter remains in S tier. I won't spend too long on the spec because honestly there has been no changes, but for those of you out of the loop, there's just nothing wrong with it. It has solid overall damage and by far the best priority target funnel. Defensively, it has zero pitfalls. It handles every type of damage in the new dungeons without an issue. In fact, being a parry tank makes it even better in dungeons like Halls of Atonement right now, since you can avoid the bleed applications from the dogs entirely. They also recently changed some of the mobs that spam bolted the tank to cast on random members now, meaning the only scenario where you actually struggled as VDH before has completely disappeared. I'm still expecting some kind of nerf, but we'll have to continue waiting to see. It just brings too much to the table, with the best AoE mob control in the game, the best damage profile, and being basically immortal. The only real downside is a lack of group utility, but even that gets glossed over simply because you have Chaos Ground. Next up, I've decided to move Brew up to S tier. The recent buffs to Master of Harmony were huge, and now it's actually competitive, allowing you to swap between hero talents depending on the dungeon. Shadowpan still has a higher DPS ceiling, with stronger burst and better upfront damage, while Master of Harmony gives you access to the double Celestial Infusion and some solid consistency. Right now, the 4-piece for Master of Harmony is actually topping my DPS breakdown overall in keys, which is wild considering how underwhelming it used to be. Shadowpan is noticeably simpler compared to with Master of Harmony though, with less to think about rotationally to really milk the damage you can put out. I will say the spec is a little more healer reliant than Venge Demon Hunter, but if you're playing well, your healer does barely need to look at you in most pulls, and it's certainly not as attention hungry as people claim. It also still struggles with Mystic Touch benefiting far fewer DPS specs than other raid buffs. It was recently buffed up to 8%, which is pretty huge, but that could potentially affect the tuning of the specs benefiting from it, resulting in a net neutral depending on how Blizzard actually do their tuning. The lesser mob control compared to VDH is kind of evened out as well, since the melee specs you run with tend to have more on offer than the casters that DH plays with. All in all, Brew is easily doing the highest tank damage right now, while being very tanky, with utility that is particularly useful in the new dungeon pool. It's a ton of fun to play and I'm glad it's looking really solid so far.